Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily energy check. Today we've got the 222 date, and which a couple of years ago was a bit hit, 3 years ago to be exact, because it was also year 2022. But regardless, the 222 is considered, like 222 is also considered an angel number, and I promise that today we're gonna have the intention of this so-called 222 portal in mind when doing this reading. It's not one of the major portals by any means, but numerology exists in any particular date, right? And that's why we also talk about numerology of date of birth, for example, right? It's important. So why not? And 222, first of all, the twos, of course, are about partnership, about your connection to the world. It's about belonging, it's about the law of oneness. But also 222 is about finding balance and peace, right? So today I'm gonna ask the question, especially with the Oracle deck, and I've got the archetypes deck here today. We'll ask what kind of theme do we need to take a look at as twin counterparts to bring more of that peace and harmony to our lives. Okay, so we'll start with that, and then we'll have our usual spread, but we'll definitely have that intention in mind that today we're looking to bring in more peace, more wellness, if anything, more of that balance in general, right? And it can look very different. For some people, it will be connected with health. For others, it will be emotional well-being, maybe relationships. For somebody else, it would be financial stability, right? It can look very different. So let's see what we need to do to bring more of that stability to our life. And the first card, as always, is for Divine Feminines watching. And by the way, new episode of Mindfully Awake is now out. It is about reclaiming your voice. It's about, we talked about throat chakra, parts of our body that help us produce the sound that we want. I've also talked about singing as one of the therapeutic practices and many more things. So definitely catch that episode. I'll link it in the comments. There's also a separate community post with that link if you go to the community tab on the channel. And of course, if you enjoyed the reading, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps me spread the word. If you're interested in a personal reading, please reach out via an email address, or you can purchase a reading on my website and I'll get that message and we'll agree about if you want a live message, like through a Zoom call, I do those and we can agree time and date and do that, or it will be delivered to you as a recorded message. And then I usually get them done within the next few days. So I'll let you know when to expect it and we'll take it from there. Okay, wow, the heart. It's kind of on the nose, I would say. But you know what? Because it is, let's read it. Let's see what the book says, because it usually has a more profound layer to it that what I would be, or riffing about if I would just talk about it. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There's no in between. It is common for us to leave this archetypal center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. There you go, there's your answer. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting for your return. Alrighty, and for the masculines, we have Alethea. Very yin-yang energy. Let's see. And the number would be 77, which is also an angel number. Okay. These are the initiations. Yeah, I don't think I've ever pulled a card from this side. Maybe once, but a different one. Yeah, it's supposed to look like this, actually. Our soul recognizes the truth. So Alethea is basically the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Alethea. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Alethea by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The Alethea card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what has been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own winds. Please set it free. Divine masculines. So the truth is waiting to be spoken, and it provides release and freedom, even if it doesn't seem like that in the moment, even if you know that it's going to be uncomfortable. That's actually what we were talking about in the episode yesterday. I'm literally saying these words and I am having a deja vu moment. I'm like, whoa, what's happening? When did I say that? Yesterday in the episode, because it's about reclaiming your voice. And we actually spoke about connection with the heart as well. Like, throat chakra doesn't act on its own. It works in tandem with your heart chakra. So, and the main point of that message was that if there is trouble with your heart center, if this chakra is blocked, then you won't be able to achieve much with your throat chakra. So definitely check out the episode. I feel like it's very much connected to all of this. By the way, I'm using the Light Seer deck for the main read. And you just saw what the bottom of the deck is. 5 of Wands. Again, people getting in the way and us adopting to like the environment, to what others are expecting. People pleasing, all those things. Oof. It's like spending, I'm sensing this message of spending too much energy on making others happy, taking long detours just so that others are happy. By the way, I hope you guys are happy with the backdrop. I almost want to say new backdrop, but it's not really new, it's not brand new, but I haven't used it in a year. And I accidentally found pictures from a year ago and I was like, ooh, I almost forgot that I had it, but it is actually very nice, so I want to use it. I'm also experimenting with the lighting and the video quality of my Mindfully Awake episode. So by the way, if you notice the difference for the better, especially if it's for the better, please let me know. Because we have this creative difference with some other people involved in the show and what kind of camera to use and how to do it. But one of their arguments was that my backdrop used to be very dark, and if you think about it, it's not always dark, but the last 2 backdrops were pretty dark. The tree, and then the zodiacal wheel was the moon and the sun on the black, right? So I'm trying something else. We'll see what happens. So yeah, this was one of the inspirations behind this particular backdrop, and yeah, definitely needed to change at this point. 10 of Swords. You see it, you're causing yourself pain when you're too preoccupied of what other people are thinking, feeling, I like Aaron Doughty likes to call it that you're taking on other people's tension. They have their tension for a variety of reasons. Some of them could be connected with you, a lot of them aren't. Let's just be honest. And because you are in trusted relationships with them and you feel that intimacy, you kind of like pull towards a single energy field with them. you start feeling, if you're not conscious about the process, a lot of times we start, especially as empaths, as light workers, we start feeling responsible for another people's energy field, and we take on their burden, we take on their tension as our tension. We feel responsibility to deal with it, but it is not ours to deal with. And I don't mean this in a kind of careless way, selfish way, but everybody is responsible for their own energy field. And psychologists would tell you everybody's responsible for their feelings and emotions. You cannot be responsible for somebody else's feelings and emotions. So, whichever belief system you want to take on here, whichever angle, it's still gonna say that. Anyways, feminines, you've got 3 of Cups clarified by 6 of Cups. I like this transition 3 and 6, so it's kind of like jumping, right? It's like an acceleration. It's acceleration of relationship, by the way, right? I was just talking about friendship, so I would just say definitely make sure that you have this connection with your heart, so that you don't become too you're not overthinking it, and you're not too like overextending yourself, trying to cater for other people's needs, even if they're friends, even if they're a close friend, even if they're going through tough times, right? You cannot neglect yourself in this journey, right? So it's like the acceleration of intimacy, of bond with someone. And you may also feel that way because you feel like you're benefiting from that person, meaning like, they support you, they help you out, maybe in a practical way, maybe emotionally, right? Like somehow you feel like there should be a way for you to repay, right? There's something there for you to look at, just saying. For masculines, of course, we see the swords. It's funny, right? Because for the feminines, it's the heart, and then we see cups, which is about, feelings, emotions. It's about that heart space. And for the masculines, it was the truth, which is usually represented by Ace of Swords, the swords, and we have both cards that are swords. Go figure. But these are very different cards because Queen of Swords demands the truth, actually. And then there is the Seven of Swords, just about like, can I sneak around? Can I trick the system? Or somebody not wanted to give you the truth. So, divine masculines, to summarize a little bit, this is the time to demand the truth. And if you feel like somebody isn't telling you the truth, that's spot on. And there is a reason for that. And of course, depending on the context, use your discernment to see whether you even want to continue being involved with that person. Because one day, the cost of that might be too high. That's what I'm hearing, right? And you're still thinking like, oh, that's okay. I've got it under control. It's all innocent. Or, they don't mean to hurt my feelings or something along those lines. Like you're finding excuses for that bad behavior. But one day it's going to go too far. And it's going to, like, the action is going to go against you. And you'll be like, oh my God, I never expected them to do that. But it's like, you knew, right? Like once you know that something's up, you have that responsibility. Then you're supposed to take ownership, and accept that, you had a chance to do something about it, but you didn't. Demand the truth. That's very important. I keep hearing the same phrase. Additional question for today, Page of Wands clarified by 2 of Wands, which comes together as 3 of Wands. We are about to experience new moon in Pisces, which is going to be happening on Thursday, and we'll talk about it in a couple of days in a reading. But also what I'm seeing here, especially with the after tarot 2 of Wands, where the couple comes together, right? The soulmates, the twin flames, right? This is about being open to opportunities of how this is going to come together. This is not about, just putting your foot down that things are supposed to happen a certain way or on a certain timeline that you have in mind. And that's the freedom that will bring more harmony, right? Like having less expectations, not over fixating on the when, how, who, like all these things. What do feminists need to know about it? You have 4 of Swords clarified the Magician. Yes, take care of yourself. Take care of your own inner peace. Create it for yourself. Make sure that you don't go outside, too much, and because then you also get out of your body, right? And you are a lot less present, and you may miss important messages that your body will be sending you, whether it's about something being off in the communication, or your health starting to struggle, or anything else, for that matter, right? So it's important to stay present and create that space of comfort in a good way for yourself, where you can you don't need to spend hearing too much energy on simple things. And then masculines, you have the Devil and Seven of Cups. Yeah, so masculines, of course, have so many ideas in their head. And it seems tempting to just try them out, maybe one by one, just try them out, right? But also don't try to, how do I say this? Ask for some discernment. So it's not just something that you put on paper that logically makes sense, but it's something that is the truth that resonates with your internal truth. Because there will be some of the options of taking action in this current situation where it's like it makes sense on paper, or your friends recommended it because that's what they usually do, right? But you may feel like it's not really something that you want to do right now, and listen to that voice. Don't go too much into like thinking that you are smarter, you have it all figured out, so you'll just go with whatever you think is right. How the feminines seen the connection at this time? We see Nine of Pentacles clarified by Nine of Swords in reverse. So yeah, feminines actually are embracing this card of creating your own happy reality without overthinking what's going to happen with the masculine, or how is this particular action I'm taking to take care of myself is going to impact our relationship, maybe in a negative way, maybe because I'm pulling my energy back and focusing on myself and my space, maybe masculine will either get bored, or they'll lose interest, or they'll just feel like I don't care anymore and do something else. That anxiety and that fear is now being put to rest. And this is a big deal, by the way, divine feminines. If you stay connected to your heart space, you know that the twin is going to be around. They're not going anywhere, and there's nothing to worry about. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it is true. Speaking of worrying, masculines have Three of Swords clarified by Eight of Pentacles. But we did see this actually in the previous reading or two, that masculines are dealing with a heartbreak. For some, it will be connected with the specific feminine, like with the divine feminine. For some, it will be connected with some kind of other relationship, right? It could even be a past partner, but that pain still lives with them. So they're trying to kind of manufacture what would the plan be, what would be the strategy where they will feel safe enough, but they can move forward. So they're trying to have the cake and eat it too, right? And it's not really looking great, right? So it's like this process, work in progress of them trying to strategize. Remember, divine masculines, that it's very important to stick to the truth. This is what it's supposed to look like. Stick to the truth, all right? And truth actually lives in your heart. So you may want to go into that space of inner balance and connection first, finding that inner peace before you make a decision on the next action here. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Otherwise, I'm gonna talk to you really, really soon. Bye, everyone.